Hey there, creepy peeps. My name is Nightmare Maven. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about the sadness. Really quick though, if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. So happy you found my channel. Don't know how you might feel about this being the first video you see of mine, but welcome nonetheless. If you're returning though, welcome back. Very happy to see you again. So let's talk about this movie. I won't get into it right now. I'll save this bit for the end of the video, but if you want to, stay tuned to hear about how this movie was like the final straw in me completely changing the way I approach picking movies to watch. For now, let's just quickly go through some spoiler-free thoughts about this new Taiwanese horror movie that just hit Shudder. So I went into this movie like I normally do for movies, which is trying to consume nothing about it. I just knew people were talking about it, and it was supposed to be about a couple just trying to get back to each other during a like zombie outbreak, virus outbreak. I didn't know at the time, but when I started to watch the movie, I know now it's a virus outbreak. And everyone was talking about how like bloody and gory and violent it was. And I love all three of those things. And so I started to watch the movie, and there's like an extra warning on the movie that it's very graphic. I'll just say right off the bat, if you're trying to decide whether you should watch this movie or not, this is definitely one you should probably look up content warnings for. I wasn't getting the "this is super disturbing" vibe from the internet. Again, I didn't look too deeply into it because I don't normally do that. Kind of wish I had though, because this is not only bloody, gory, and violent, it's very graphic and disturbing. This virus has a new strain, which is what we're introduced to in the beginning of the movie, and that is what's infecting everybody, and it makes them ultra violent. The idea is that it like reduces you to just like your base instincts, I guess, meaning you just want to like fucking murder everything. Like plot wise, I felt like kind of this movie like just slowly got more and more, I don't know if I want to say boring, but it kind of just like fell apart at the end without giving too much away. If the setup of the movie is this couple is trying to get to each other, yeah, we kind of assume that's going to be like the climax of the movie, right, where they finally find each other again and they're both trying to survive. So, you know, like we're rooting for them to get back to each other. Once that finally happens in the movie, I feel like the ending was kind of just like, I don't know, the end. Also, I feel like the movie was kind of front loaded with all of the like gore and violence and a lot of practical effects. There is a little bit of CGI in there, but for those of you that are fans of like practical gore effects, I feel like you'll probably really enjoy this movie. It kind of fell apart for me. Like there's a whole scene with this virologist, and he launches into like some huge monologue about the fucking virus, and this is all towards the end of the movie, and I feel like it kind of just ground everything to a halt. And then there's like the little lackluster ending that I kind of alluded to. I did like the gore element, people getting their face ripped off and lots of gross stuff like that happening, which I really liked. But like I mentioned in the beginning, this is disturbing in a sexual way also. I feel like there was a lot of really gross, like sexually charged, rapey dialogue, and there is a sexual assault scene which was just really gross. It was just really gross. Don't know the filmmaker personally, so I'm not speaking to like how this person is in real life, but when I saw that scene, like my initial thought was like, who the fuck would think of that? Like to me it just felt unnecessarily disgusting. And if you've seen the movie and you know what scene I'm talking about, hopefully that will make sense to you. I understand that may not make a lot of sense if you haven't seen it yet, but So needless to say, I was excited to watch it because I just thought it was going to be super violent and kind of just like crazy in that aspect. I didn't know there was like that kind of like sexually graphic, really disturbing content. I just find really disturbing, so it's just not something I normally seek out to watch. Had I known it was going to be like that, I'm gonna be honest, I probably wouldn't have bothered watching the movie because I just know it wouldn't have been for me. This was all my own doing, obviously, and this is a review, so it's just all my opinion anyway. I'll give it 1 star for like the practical effects. Like I said, there is like people getting their face ripped off, but everything else is just no. So on IMDb, it has a 6.4 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 91% critic score and a 100% audience score. Both of those are fewer than 50 reviews for context. And on Letterboxd, it has a 3.2 out of 5. Hopefully the numbers will actually make it on the screen this time. Don't look up any spoiler-free reviews at all, usually before I go into a movie, especially if I intend to do a video on it, because I don't want it to color my expectations or affect my review in any way. But I think this movie changed that. And it's not this movie's like sole doing. Like I said, this was kind of like the last straw, where I've just had this happen too many times now, where it's like I intentionally didn't look up a lot going in and then I ended up being like super disappointed, or if there's just like a tidbit that I knew before watching the movie, I probably would have had like the foresight to like, maybe I won't do a video on this, maybe I'll just watch it and we can talk about it in a wrap up, but I won't dedicate a video to it, because I don't think I would have for this movie either, because I gave myself a small window of time to do my Firestarter review. It just came out on Thursday and I got the review up on Friday. I didn't give myself a lot of time to work on Monday's video, today's video, so I was kind of stuck doing this review. I think now in the future I probably will watch or read a spoiler-free review or two just to see what the vibe of a movie is before I decide to, because like I said, if I had known this was like sexually graphic and disturbing, I probably wouldn't have watched it at all. It's just not stuff I want to see. The horror genre is vast and multifaceted, and there's plenty of different subgenres and types of horror movies to where you could have plenty to watch, even if you don't want to watch a certain type of horror movie. So if you've seen The Sadness, let me know in the comments what you thought about it, and let me know how you approach going to see a movie. So there's enough of you on like kind of both sides of this topic, where some of you will go see the movie regardless, and then, you know, you'll watch a review. But there's also a lot of you that I know watch my review, whoever's review, before you go see a movie, like to decide whether you think it's worth your time to go to the theater or to spend that rental money watching it. So I definitely want to hear that in the comments also. I hope you enjoyed this video for what it's worth. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Become a Creepy Peep today. I post 2 new videos every week with live streams, collabs, all that stuff. So yeah, I will see you. Anything happening this week? I don't think so. I'll see you Friday with a new video. Until then, stay strange. Bye.